Hi everyone! Last night was my first ayahuasca ceremony, and I guess I just want to share a little bit about what happened and what I felt. The first thing I felt was now. Oh, by the way, I've never taken any psychedelics ever before, like nothing. So this was my first experience. And the first thing I felt was, I felt like it was like little circle balls, like happy jumping circly things start overtaking the right side of my body, like in like a vibrating warm feeling, and then it circled back behind my back and around this side, and I just remember feeling like it was like a big hug, and I was giggling, and it felt really, really interesting and good. And then what I felt next was like this part of my body and face and head was being like, the energy was being like pulled up, and it felt really, really cool. Um, and then I remember feeling like I remember seeing some visuals, but it wasn't like right in my face visuals. It was like a more subtle visual, like more of like a feeling, maybe, I guess. And then I was just kind of like woozy, like looking around and seeing. Um, yeah, I just kind of just remember how I was yawning a ton. Like every 5 seconds, I'd be like, and that's one of the ways that you can release energy. So you can either purge, like throwing up. You can yawn, burp, giggle. Yeah, and I was yawning a lot, a lot, a lot. And then I remember having Samira was singing to somebody 2 things down from me, 2 beds down from me, and then I just felt this incredible wave of nausea, and it was just like building and building and building. And I also remember like going to grab my bucket, or just like moving my limbs in general, and they felt like ugh. And I remember laughing about that. And so then I got my bucket, and I ended up throwing up, and it was like an acidy, definitely an acidy flavor thing inside, and it was. And then I remember like doing the heaving motion, but like then nothing coming out that final time I heaved. Let's see, it yeah. Overall, it felt like a really good time. Like I released some stuff. Trying to think of anything else that stood out for me. When I was walking back, like I laid down finally to fall asleep. I sat up the whole time, and then I laid down. Oh, that butterfly was. I wonder if I got that big butterfly. Um, I laid down finally because I sat up the whole time, and like after basically the whole ceremony was over, and I just remember feeling like it's like woozy, like. And I think I might have fallen asleep for like a teeny bit, but then I woke up because I wanted to go back to my room, and I got up and it just felt so woozy and body like weird, and was walking and like just really aware as I was walking, and but still wobbly at the same time. Um, yeah, I remember, and I only wrote down one thing when I got back, which was she hugged my whole being, because that first little thing I talked about with those little circles, like hugging my whole body, it felt like a big giant hug, and that felt really cool. I this morning I had some movements, and that was good. Getting some more stuff out, and yeah, they looked normal, but then looked a little different than they have been. So different energies coming out. Oh, and I liked the taste of it. I liked the taste of the ayahuasca. I'm trying to describe it. When I just talked to one of my fellow people here, he said it reminded him of soy sauce. I'm like, oh yeah, I guess it kind of does taste like an herbally soy sauce. But it was good. I liked it. And then I remember like walking back to my mat after I took my drink. I guess, yeah, I got a shot glass, like probably that big. I remember walking back to my mat and thinking, this tastes good. And last night was a full moon, March 5th, 2015. It was a full moon ceremony, and so that was cool. Yeah, it was a good ceremony, I think, and I feel good today. Yeah, I'm just really grateful to be here experiencing this, and I can't think of anything else. Am I missing? Can't think of anything else. So, yeah, that was my. Let me think. Hold on. I guess I can talk a little bit about when Jorge and Sumira came up to us, because they each came up to us individually, and saying the Icaros, and Jorge, they took my head and blew tobacco or just energy in the center of my head, and then they both of them did that, and then they took my hands and like wiped some flowery. They wiped some flowery smelling. They had it. I think they might have had it in their mouths and on their hands, because when they blew it, I could kind of smell it here, and then I put both my hands together, and they wiped it on my hands and then blew in my hands to move the energy, and that was really good. And it's so green here. I love it. This is a beautiful setting. Oh my goodness. And then I walked back after my ceremony. I walked back to my cabin, and as I was walking, it was just like I was really wobbly and woozy and walking and like looking at everything, and then I stopped at one point, and it was just like still, and I stopped and like looked around at the nature, and then I looked up, and there was like a kind of little opening in the sky, where some light was shining through the clouds. This was around 2 in the morning, and then I remember I kind of just looked at it, and I remember thinking, God, like that's the only thing I thought of when I saw that. That was cool. Yeah, it was a good ceremony, and let's see, my next one is in 2 days. But that's all I can really think about sharing and describing from my journey, the first one. And yeah, so I will talk to you all later and let you know what happens in more of my ceremonies. I'm here at the Temple of the Way of Light, and it's a beautiful place. So I'll talk to you all later, sending you all love.